There's an introduction to Richard Yates' collected stories, which was written by Richard Russo. The most difficult thing and the most tragic thing for people is small dreams left unfulfilled. And I remember reading that and it kind of stuck in my brain for a really, really long time, and I thought, that's pretty much what I write about, and that's the subject of the book, even though it's 10 stories about smoking. Realistically, it's about 10 stories about dreams being unfulfilled, 10 stories about people's lives not working out perhaps the way that they thought they were going to. When I was growing up in a very small suburban town, all I really wanted to do was write and escape. The easiest thing for me was to lose myself in books and lose myself in writing, and that's kind of where I am now, really. I've always wanted to be a writer, and writing's a very nebulous thing, and you kind of say, oh, I want to be a writer, and the problem is that most people spend a lot of time talking about being a writer and actually don't write an awful lot. So I spent a lot of time wanting to be a writer without actually writing. I went out to a literary night called the Book Club Boutique, which was amazing. They were interested in the act and the communion of writing and engaging with other writers. And they said, well, what are you working on? I went home and I thought, well, what should I write about? What is my subject? What is it that I'm interested in? I think that smoking is the ultimate kind of expression of failed youth or loss of youth. Everybody was smoking at university, you could smoke anywhere, it wasn't a problem. And then as things move on, you know, people stop smoking because, you know, for obvious health reasons more than anything else. So looking back on that kind of youth that you once had, and the cigarette is the ultimate expression of that. It's when you felt immortal. It's when you felt that you couldn't do anything wrong. It was you were smoking and everything was fine. So as far as I'm concerned, cigarettes are the perfect kind of nostalgia. I'm obsessed with American writing and American writers. I've always preferred American prose. I've preferred the kind of precision and there's a difference between, you know, someone saying Milwaukee than them saying Macclesfield. What I absolutely wanted to do more than anything else was to write something that had the power and the conviction of the American short stories and American writers, which I really, really love. People like Philip Roth, Raymond Carver, Richard Yates, but apply that in a kind of very, very British way, using the other writers whom I really, really, really love, like Orwell or particularly Patrick Hamilton. Bring those two things together and make it feel like we were describing in a different way the kind of British white experience, I guess.